We are a company located in Norway. I'm going to talk a bit about our background because I guess a lot of you guys don't know us that well. But first I want to introduce ourselves, so please start.
Yes, I'm Elina and I am the marketer for Bli which is the Norwegian brand that we have. And I've been in Brandsdal Group for about 4 years now.
Yep. I'm Jonas. I'm a marketing specialist. I specialize in email, CRM and CRO. And I've been with the company for 5 years. Did I maybe say that? And I want to talk a bit about our background and our current status. We started back in '97 as an auction site called Netthandelen, which was one of the first e-com startups back in Norway back in those days. And luckily, that was a really successful business. So it gave us the opportunity to test out new verticals and new markets. Throughout the years, we've been trying and failing a lot of different stuff. We have had fishing gear, a store with fishing gear, a store with outdoor furniture. We've had a store with interior design, and they've failed. But luckily, in '07, we struck gold with the beauty market. So we started Bli back in 2007, which is the Norwegian online beauty retailer, currently the biggest one. And from there, we've expanded into some new markets. We are currently in Norway, Sweden, Austria, Germany, Denmark, and Finland, and hopefully more to come. So just to talk a bit about our numbers, the pink graph shows customer growth for Bli and that company only. And this is just a total database, how much the database is actually growing. And as you can see, we were off to quite a slow start in the first couple of years with 31,000 in '08, but then it picked up speed, and in 2015 we saw a significant increase in growth. So the total database now is well over 1 million, and we're still growing and even faster than before. The black graph shows the same numbers just for all our international efforts. How we actually decided to brand the international brand was through a name called CocoPanda, where we collect all the different brands under, of course, different URLs. But as you can see, the growth in the international market, also the black graph here, is actually growing really fast, and it's really fun to be a part of. And it's really exciting for us to test our vision and the way we are doing things in the international market with even bigger players. Another thing we are kind of proud of is our new physical store. We did our first kind of test to see how a physical store would work. And we did a lot of development internally on the IT side to make a store that's well integrated into our own vertical or in our online store. But kind of the key elements of actually us going into the physical space was that a lot of suppliers actually demand us to have a physical presence so people can try out their luxury brands and those kind of stuff. And in that sense, it was a big success because we have a lot of new brands now in store, not only in the Bli the Norwegian branch, but also in the international ones. So we might expand more on this. I think we have a really good solution, and the team that worked on this physical store did an amazing job on creating a really innovating and fun kind of showroom kind of feel with a lot of space, and I think it's a really fun store to be in. And just as a background, if you ever want to visit the store, it's in Norway, and it's in a town called Kristiansand. I don't know a lot of you know about that, but that's where our headquarters is at as well, and that's where we're starting the physical store as well. And another thing we take great pride in is that we've been voted the People's Choice Awards the last 4 years. That's an award given to the best e-com company in Norway that is voted from customers and as well as a jury. And it's an evaluation of everything from the on-site experience to the checkout process to payment options, and of course to delivery and returns and customer service. And it's something we really strive towards, to listen to our customer and to optimize on this. And we've done a lot of different stuff to increase the customer satisfaction, especially in regards to order management. I think we are really good at it. We have, in some regions of Norway, we are actually on a one-day delivery if you order within a certain amount of time. And it's not necessarily something we advertise, but I think customers are really happy when they get the order suddenly, like after work they can go pick it up at the store. And I think it's just a nice thing to do, even though we don't necessarily advertise this as such. Another way we get customer feedback is, of course, through reviews. We have a great partnership with Trustpilot to collect the whole shopping experience reviews. So that's kind of an evaluation of everything from the shopping experience, from the browsing and the navigation on site, but also a lot on the shipping and just as I said before. And we're really proud of having a more than a 9 out of 10 rating and a 5-star excellent review mark that we're really proud of. And we also really focus on product reviews. Is something we've been pushing really hard the last couple of years. Right now we have over 160,000 product reviews, and we use them in some ways now, but we are going to expand even more in the future. For now, we use it a lot on to build interesting sales for our customers, to tell them like this is the highest rated products within this category, and we use it in newsletters or Facebook or wherever we feel it's suited. The purchasing department also uses it in some sense. If they see that the products are struggling, we can remove them or contact the supplier to see if there's anything we can do to change products. So we actually really actively use them and try to make the most out of them.
Yes. So as Jonas talked about, we've had an immense customer growth over the last years, and we're very proud of that. We always get a lot of questions like, how did we do it? How did we come to where we are? So I'm just going to show you black and white exactly what we did, so you can get an idea. So this is a picture showing our traffic sources, and as you see, 37% of our traffic actually comes from the newsletter. So that's a big chunk. And we really focus on optimizing that channel and personalizing it because it's so important for us. And we see that the newsletter is actually growing every year. People say that newsletter is dying, but for us, we just see that increasing. And then we have paid traffic, direct traffic, retargeting, organic, and so on. So paid traffic is Snapchat, Instagram, Google, and Facebook. We're actually struggling a lot with Facebook this year. I don't know if you guys are having the same problem, but if you found a solution to it, I'd love to hear from you because it's really a struggle for us this year. And we, of course, follow the customer's entire life cycle, and Emarsys is a big part of this. So a customer will come to our website, we'll collect data, they typically leave, and then we retarget them through the newsletter, and hopefully they come back and complete their order. But if not, we'll follow them. We have retention programs to inactive customers, and we do post-purchase campaigns as well. So we use Recheck It, Criteo, Snapchat, Facebook, and Google and Emarsys, of course. Oh. So I know you've heard of personalization a lot lately. It's a big deal for us. So this year we got personalization web channel with Emarsys, and it's really been a game changer. So on the left here, you see a hair care customer who has a lot of money to spend. So we're showing them a hair care brand called Redken on the front page. And this is a luxurious brand, and this is something that's relevant for that user. And then on the right picture, we have a makeup customer who doesn't have a lot of money. So we're showing them top 10 makeup for budget-friendly prices. And this is just a really good way of tailoring the content. And it's the first time we're doing it, and we've seen an increase in traffic and in engagement from the customers. So that's been really fun. We, of course, use automation. We have the standard automated campaigns like welcome campaigns, birthday campaigns, but we also do fun stuff and creative stuff like On the left here, you see a friendiversary campaign, like, hey, cutie, guess what? Today is 1 year ago we became friends. Here's a little discount code for you so we can celebrate. And customers just love this. So, and it saves me a lot of time as a marketer, because I'm very hands-on with marketing, that we can use automated campaigns like this. I'm really excited about the new features they're launching. Hopefully we can see some good with that as well. So this is our Black Week landing page. We had not Black Friday, but Black Week from Monday till Friday. And we use heat map tracking here. So the more red it is, the more clicks it has. So I don't know if you can see, but this was on a Tuesday. And a lot of people were actually clicking on Wednesday. And nothing happened when the user clicked that. Like no engagement, no interaction. It was just nothing. But this was really interesting because we could see that they were curious about tomorrow's offers. So we did a quick fix and added a landing page saying, hello there, you're a little bit early, come back tomorrow for tomorrow's offers. So I really recommend that you you see the user's behavior and you see what they actually do and what they're interested in.
Yeah. So the title of this talk was The Culture of Success. So I want to talk a bit more about the culture. And first off, I want to show this video of our CEO and founder, Einar Brandsdal. Yes, so that's our founder and CEO, Einar. He is not afraid to put himself out there and to be a bit crazy. And this is actually a program that was on national TV just before he started the company. And he was trying new stuff all the time, and suddenly he realized that e-commerce is really interesting and really fun and kind of the future. So he decided to use all his energy, not on dancing, but on actually creating an awesome company. This is kind of a slice of our team. We have kind of embraced the idea of not being afraid of putting ourselves out there, testing new stuff, and not being afraid of challenging ideas and doing stuff our own way. We can see this internally in stuff like we can return to previous decisions made and then retest them on a later state, or we can, for instance, we have done a lot of testing on stuff like Elina just talked about, newsletters and those kind of stuff. It's always on a changing thing, and we can't like stop at the status quo. And that's really kind of what drives the company forward, for sure. Another thing that's a really good thing for our company is that we have a common goal. Lesara or Alex just talked about their North Star. We have our own, and our North Star is that we want to expand. We want to test out our like the way we run our company on an international market to compete with the biggest players. And in a dream scenario, we are going to be like visible in all of the Europe's nations. Someday, maybe, but we are taking it one step at a time. We are not like taking in any foreign investments. We are growing organically and then doing it on our own pace. Another thing that we think is a key to our success is the way we lead our teams. We are mostly a bunch of young women and men that are really interested in like learning and expanding their knowledge and growing. And our leaders are really focusing on providing that for us. So we have made, or Joachim, our good friend on first row here, our graphic designer for this, has made this awesome graphic to show how we see the boss and leaders. So this is the old model with a boss on top, slow-moving train, where we have to ask about permission to do stuff and those kind of things. And this is the new kind of Tesla thing, I guess, or a faster car. And that's how our leaders act. It's like they tell us about, or they engage us to push in the same direction. And they don't necessarily interfere that much on a day-to-day basis. We have pretty large departments, like marketing is 22 people, and our leader is also the leader of purchasing and sales, maybe at least purchasing. So she's a really busy woman, but we expect that from our employees, that they can be self-sufficient and they can make the right decisions for the company. Another thing that we are kind of proud of is how we're actually seated now. 2 years ago, we were faced with a challenge of outgrowing our previous building, and we did not know how to solve it for the next one, and how should we do stuff, how could it be even more effective. And one of the big things about our previous building was that it was across 2 or 3 floors and different departments across different floors. But now we got the opportunity to build it all on 1 floor. And we tried to put people together that should collaborate and have influence on each other. So, for instance, SMP is sales, marketing, and purchasing. They should work closely together, plan sales, make sure that we have the right products in stock at all times. And marketers, a lot of times marketers see trends before a purchaser do. So it enabled that kind of easygoing communication in a way bigger sense. And also, it's when you are kind of on different floors, or on different locations, even longer distances, you can easily be misinterpreted through DMs or email. And we have like a policy now that we are going to talk more to each other like on a physical space, not like only on email. So we are understood in the correct sense and those kind of things. And it's really improved the way we work together as a group, and it's made us way more intertwined as a company as a whole. So here you can see kind of all of our departments. We have customer care on the left there. We have lead and numbers, which are kind of finance. SMP, like sales, marketing, purchasing, and a huge IT department. And we are really proud of being a strict in-house only company. We build all of our products are on our own. We maintain and develop all of our back-end systems, all of our front-end systems, and we use third parties to stuff that's really hard, like we do with Emarsys. So they help us out with email sending, of course, but also the smart insight and consumer behavior part. But as a whole, we really invest as much as possible to have as much knowledge as possible in-house, because we see a lot of value in it. And it's by far easily one of the main reasons that we are doing good. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. So I just want to talk a little bit about social happiness. And I know that sounds really tacky, but happier people are more productive. So we put a lot of energy to make sure that everyone in the company are happy. They like to work there, because companies don't have ideas, only people do. So make sure you value the employees who actually work for you, because it makes a huge difference. So what we do to make sure that people are happy in our company is we have a lot of team building activities. So here's a picture of the whole marketing team on a skiing trip in the south of Norway. And we were actually staying in our leader's cabin, and she had 11 bed spaces, and we were 22 people. So it was very intimate, very cozy. But from Friday to Sunday, there was like no issues at all, no gossip, no drama, nothing like that. Everyone had a really good time, and we kind of learned to build trust and kind of just bond, I guess. And I know it looks like we're professional skiers on these pictures, and you probably think that Scandinavians know how to ski, but I think only half of us knew what we were doing. Danish people really shouldn't be allowed to be on skis.
No.
No, I'm kidding. But there was a lot of failing.
Yeah, there was. Another fun thing is, I guess there's a lot of British people here. So on the left here, that's Lee. He's a graphic designer in a company. He's from Manchester. And he said that he had a lot of skiing experience because he's been in Norway for a long time. But we went, like, me and him was going on a trip, and I think he went like 50 meters before he was in like a river. So he had to turn around, and I never saw him on skis again. But it was a great experience.
Yeah. We also have something called fika at work. The Swedish people here will know what that means. Roughly translated, it means having a coffee break or an ice cream break, as you see here. And it's basically just a time that we have in addition to our lunch breaks where we kind of slow down the pace and get to know each other. So it's like a small snack break where we talk about personal stuff or just like non-work related stuff. And we noticed that a lot of creative ideas actually happen when all our guards are down and we just slow down the pace. So we have something called Creative Thursday as well. And basically, once a month, we take out time off business hours and we sit down over dinner, sushi or whatever, and we just kind of brainstorm. And this is done off business hours, and it's completely voluntary. And a lot of people actually turn up to this and just have a lot of amazing ideas. Some examples are Spin the Wheel and Casino Fridays. These are our most successful email campaigns, or in terms of traffic. So basically, it's a trigger message. You don't know what kind of offer you get until you click the newsletter. So this wouldn't have happened if we hadn't had this Creative Thursday, because it just allows you to think outside the box and do something that's outside of your comfort zone, I guess. So it's easy for me to say that we're all happy, but we actually did an in-house survey. So we tested different things like area of responsibility, collegial support, and importance of your work. And luckily, we scored higher than the benchmark, which is the black graph. And the pink graph is what we actually scored. So it's we're very proud that people actually find value in what they do, because it is important. And they know it is. So this was really good to see. In our culture, it's very important to test everything we do. And I mean like everything. So it's important that we also aren't afraid of disagreeing with your leader or with your colleagues, that we have like this freedom of speech. When I first started in Blivaka about 4 years ago, we were focused on having very beautiful design on the website and in the newsletters. So as you see here, we're using models in the background, and it's very beautiful to see, but we could see that our conversion rate was going down and was kind of hurting our business. And we had no idea why. So someone said, maybe we should try an A/B test. So we did. We had a model in version A, and the same message with no model in version B. So basically, it's bare minerals up to 50%. And the results were amazing. You see that a lot more transactions without the model, a lot more clicks, and a lot more revenue. So we were really shocked to see this, because it's a huge difference. So we kept testing it without the model, and people actually prefer content with no models. I don't know why that is, but I think it's good that we tested it.
Yes. So another challenge that we were faced with this year, I guess as we all did, was GDPR coming in. And I was kind of tasked with making sure that we are compliant and having all the data processing agreements in place and with all the third parties that we work with. And one of the biggest challenges or like the biggest things internally in our company was how should we do checkout and registration on our pages, because historically it's been really important to get leads through those channels or through the registration and checkout. So we made some different mock-ups and tried different variants, and these were kind of the two that we settled on. And we run a long A/B test on both of these models. The first one, I think, is kind of the classic one, the left one, the original. It's a classic checkbox opt-in, where you just say, I want newsletter, and the second one is, I want SMS marketing. And the one on the right is a bigger module on the page, so we kind of expanded it, and we told a bit more about our newsletter. So like you are getting exclusive discounts, the latest news, all the offers. And we also made it a radio button thing. And that was kind of weird, I think, but because you force the customer to make a choice. They can't just go through the checkout without actually saying no. But what actually happened was, you can click. We had a 19% increase in newsletter signups with the radio buttons, and that was really immense. And so kind of the message here is, even when faced with challenges like GDPR and stuff that could be really like troublesome and really boring as a marketer, and you feel like they're kind of pulling you back, you should actually see the opportunity in it and get the opportunity to test new stuff. We are actually quite happy now with the stuff that happens post GDPR. There's been a lot of good results. Yep.
Yeah. So this is an example of a test we did. So these are two videos promoting the exact same product. I'm just going to show them to you quickly. Yeah. So the one on the right or left for you guys is one we did ourselves in our own studio, and the one on the right is something we found on social media. And we used it in Facebook, and can you guess which one performed better? How many thinks the left one performed better on social media? One, maybe two. How many thinks the right video performed better? Oh, wow, okay. Well, you all were right. The right one did perform better. And we were surprised to see this because the left one is obviously more professional and more sleek and elegant in design. But people prefer content that's more amateur, I guess. This one is just filmed on a phone. So we were like, why do they like this? And we think it's because customers want to see something that they can relate to, something they maybe can do themselves. And if it gets too commercially, then they won't like it. So we try not to use a lot of time creating videos or creating content. We just take out our phones and do live streams or do product videos because that's what they want to see. So this is an image we use on social media. It's dogs representing the different hair categories. You have blonde hair, damaged hair, curly hair, and colored hair. And in Norway, people loved it. They thought it was so cute and hilarious and adorable and a lot of positive results. Any Swedish people here? Yeah? We don't have the same humor at all. People are calling customer service and accusing us for animal cruelty and calling us bastards and everything. And we were really surprised to see that because, yeah, it's just important to know that you have to localize your content and be aware of your customers because the same thing might not work in the different markets. So although we have the same goal in the different countries, we have different ways of approaching those goals, different strategies. So that was a really important lesson for us. Yeah, I think that was it.